You gotta stop getting upset with hearing the truth. Go work on your game. Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
Yeah, rapper stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the cat, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rapper stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the creeper, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rapper stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the cat, so yo, you know the outcome.
Rapper stepping to me. They wanna get some, but I'm the creeper, so yo, you know the flow.
Who wanna see me act a fool? Grab the mic and broadcast like the 6 o'clock news. Reaching my peaks when I excite the crowd. And MCs get dealt with quick for crying out loud. I packed a little something every rump of your suds. Back happy in the house, I'll show your MC some love. My slow flow keeps you on the go like no dose. Plus I'm your doctor on call for the down low. It's just the light thing that functions what I bring. Like Mary J sang, I got real love for this game. Never coming lame, I'm in the streets, not peak. What time is it? Time to play for keeps. Check it out, I'm coming with that soul. Sonic force, of course. Running rugged like a thoroughbred horse. Got my torch in my hand like I'm starting the Olympics. Microphone stays on fire cause I'm gifted. Terrific. I still got juice like high C. Plus I'm funking up your liver like 2 quarts of OD. So knock knock, who is it? It's your fat MC. Once again, ready to bounce down these roads and streets. Yeah, fill my cup up, fool. And let's blaze up the weed to the old school. Let's ride, slippity slide. Yeah, and like niggas be cool. Like niggas be cool. Fill my cup up, fool. And let's blaze up the weed to the old school. Let's ride, slippity slide. Yeah, and like niggas be cool. Like niggas be cool.
Some of you niggas ain't real. 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 Some of you niggas ain't real.
All right, I had to make sure I got the proper introduction going. Hopefully, anybody that's hearing me, hopefully you're hearing me clearly. For some reason, I feel like my audio is not clear, but maybe that's just me. Kind of anal about that. Pause. But hopefully the audio is coming through clearly. You can hear it, and I'll generate somebody in the chat at some point that will let me know if everything is clear. Is it clear to the point where I don't sound like I'm multiple layers of vocals? I just sound like it's just me and not me like 3 times over. Free. Appreciate you. Appreciate you sending love to Florida. I just want to make sure that it is clear because I'm only going to be up for a quick second. I want to make sure it's clear as it needs to be, but not clear multiple levels. All right. So it's just me feeling self-conscious because I haven't done a whole lot of stuff, from the studio lately. So I just want to make sure that I'm clear. Going well. Brother Donna, what's good? Nah, clear as a whistle. All right. That's what I'm looking for. Clear as a whistle. And I tell you, I'm clear as a whistle too, because I done been going through some hematology and urology appointments. And today I set up my colonoscopy appointment. And let me tell you something. I mean, and everybody needs to be taking this seriously. Your health is what you've got. Okay. And it might not be the best. Your health might not be the best, but it's all you've got to keep you in this shit. All right. If you're not healthy, you're not even out here. So you've got to keep your health right. So I'm taking it very seriously to keep these appointments and make sure that I'm feeling all right, make sure I'm feeling good. I mean, I feel good, but I might not be in a position where the inside of my body needs to be doing what it needs to be doing. So that's why I'm doing all the checkups and doing all the screenings and doing all this. Somebody asked me on a post, I ain't even responded yet. Did I have my colonoscopy? Well, I was supposed to have mine till I'm 55, but I'm having it a little bit earlier since they're doing all this other stuff. We trying to check and balance, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to check and balance. Brother Brian, what's good with you? Brother Brian, yes, you need to stay in the gym, Brother Donald, because you a young one. You a young one. You need to stay in the gym. Don't wait till you get my age talking about I'm going to go join the gym. Because what you do is you join in January and you basically let your membership lapse by March. But you young, so stay in shape. You got a job that keeps you mobile. You eat right. Do everything you need to do to stay right out here. Brother Brian, you keep your stuff right. You be in there with your jump ropes and your weights and all that stuff, keeping your health right. Y'all got to keep your health right. Because if the healthier we are, the stronger we are, no doubt. But health comes and goes. You can actually be a whole mound of muscle and be sick as a dog on the inside. So you got to make sure you go to the doctor, get all your stuff taken care of. So we'll talk more about that. I've already got some medical practitioners I'm going to be talking to over the next several weeks because I'm really serious about this because I know we don't take care of ourselves on a collective level. Individuals, absolutely. But on a collective level, we don't take care of ourselves where we need to. So I'm really trying to jump into that bag as well. You know, it's not about just mental health. It's about physical health as well. It's about physical health as well, because I feel good and I'm doing everything that I need to do. I'm fully functional. Okay. But I might have something going on in my body that might not be quite right. And I need to make sure I get all that taken care of. Approaching 55 calendars. I want to make sure I hit 55 calendars and then I'll be on my way to 56, 57, 58, whatever on down the road. So I appreciate everybody checking in early. I'm glad I'm clear. I just wanted to jump in here real quick because I have had some stuff on my mind. You know, starting with the former ingratiator in chief. You know what I'm saying? Starting with the former ingratiator. He came at the brothers a couple of days ago. He came at the brothers. So we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him. But we're not only going to talk about him, but we're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about him. We're going to talk about this dude right here. This dude right here is something else. Okay. We're going to talk about this dude. Absolutely. We need to talk about this dude. And then we're going to talk about him. Well, we're going to talk about him and her because Angela Rye, she got cooked a couple weeks ago. I still think Angela is smoldering. I think Byron Donalds cooked her so well that day when he just turned the stove off. I believe she's still smoldering from that day because she got cooked. She tried to come out with some facts that weren't all the facts. They weren't the whole facts and nothing but the facts. She came out with some fallacies, and Brian took her fallacies, sprinkled them on top of her, and slid her in the oven and cooked her. So we're going to talk about that. Yeah, Byron went in. He went in. So, but we're going to start with this cat because he's the most, he to me personally, look at that. Wait a minute. I might have already got my prescription. They done filled my prescription for my colonoscopy medicine, that Go Lightly shit. The colonoscopy ain't even until next month, but they already done filled the prescription. They making sure I got that liquids. Oh boy. But yeah, this cat was wrong for even doing what he did. Okay. But everybody's talked about it at this point. Everybody has talked about it at this point. So nobody needs to really talk about what Obama said. I'm at his helmet for something totally different. Would you say Angela got cooked twice? One by, yep. First by Jill Stein, then by Donalds. Yeah, she needs to leave these politicians alone, especially the ones that aren't down for the get down. I mean, she can mess with Kamala. She can mess with Joe. You know, they can mess with, who's the other ones that's going to fall in line? Jamal Bowman, Eric Adams. Well, he ain't falling nowhere right now. He's just falling from grace. They can look. they need to leave people like Jill Stein and Byron Donalds alone, because Jill Stein just did an interview on the Black Authority. Great interview. I don't endorse too many content creators out here, and I'm not even endorsing him, but it was a great interview to hear what she had popping. So I was really enthused about that interview, and listened to it twice, as a matter of fact. I liked the questions. I liked her answers. She didn't draft dodge. Absolutely nothing. She was right there with it. So I appreciate her doing what she did. But yes, Byron went off on Angela, but we're going to get to Angela in just a minute. What up, cuz? We're going to get to Angela in just a minute. We want to start with Barack Hussein Obama, though. Barack Hussein Obama decided that he would go to Pennsylvania and talk to the brothers. The brothers. And this is why I'm at his helmet, because y'all done heard what he said. But he chastised these black men and had the nerve to call them brothers, like he's our brother. I hate that shit. I hate that. Barack Obama doesn't say brother. Let me explain something to you. Barack Obama doesn't say brother 10 times in a week, probably because he probably doesn't fuck with more than 10 black people in a week. Then it's brother. It's brother man. But Barack Obama don't use that term. He don't use that word at all, brother. He might say, hey, bro, but he don't say brother. But when he decided to do that,
the brothers.
When he decided to get with the brothers, he came out. He came out the wrong way. Maybe not the way he needs to come out. Boy, I keep hearing more and more stuff about this dude. Because when he usually says brother, he says,
Brothers keepers. My brother's keepers.
My brother's keepers. My brother's keepers.
Brothers keepers.
He don't usually sound like he sounded when he was in, was that Philadelphia he was in? Brothers. I mean, he had a head nod with the brothers. The brothers. Guy with the brothers. I got a problem with that. And the reason that he was talking like that, so let me just get back to that.
I'm going to go ahead and just speak some truths that you don't like. Because my understanding, based on reports I'm getting from campaigns and communities, is that we have not yet seen the same kinds of energy and turnout in all quarters of our neighborhoods and communities as we saw when I was running. Now, I also want to say that seems to be more pronounced with the brothers. So if you don't mind, just for a second, I'm going to speak to the all right.
He said with the brothers.
Did you say nigger?
He said with the brothers.
What did you say, nigger?
That's a problem with me, because he don't use that terminology. I don't think he even addressed us as brother when he was in office. I don't think so either, brother. Brother Brian, I don't believe he addressed us as brothers when he was in the office. Him and Kamala do that switch up when they speak. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, you better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. I mean, and it just left me.
Did you say nigger?
So to hear him say the brothers, we're going to talk about the brothers. Y'all done heard all the other shit. I focused on that. We weren't your brother when you was in office. How we your brother now? How we your brother now? We your brother now because you need something. You ever notice how people don't call you brother until they need something? When they need something, hey brother, hey brother, hey brother, hey brother. You ain't that brother before that, and you won't be their brother after that. But you the brother. You the brother. That's why I really am holding my brotherhood to a very few going forward. Brothers and sisters will be different. Now, I might call you bro. I might call you bruh. But brothers and sisters, nah. We cutting off family in 2025. That's my project 2025. I'm cutting motherfuckers off. Okay? I'm cutting motherfuckers off simply because everybody ain't my brother and everybody ain't my sister. And here's the thing. I'm getting too old to just have some people just hanging around. If you ain't family, your ass is gone. I can't cut no blood relatives off. I mean, I can not talk to them, not fuck with them. That's one thing. But when you my brother, I'll ride for you. When you my sister, I'll ride for you. But if you don't work your way up to brother and sister status by 2025, don't call me in 2025 because we're going to be on Project 2025, brother and sister. Not that Heritage Foundation shit. We're going to be on that real shit. We're going to be on that real shit. Yep, either brother or cuzzo. Cuzzo. Oh, dog, hey, let me tell you something. Cuzzo equals $20. If you a cuzzo, that's literally telling you got at least $20 coming up out your pocket. If you a cuzzo. What up, cuzzo? Yeah, look for it. Just start reaching because they're going to ask for some money. Michigans, what's up, baby? So that's what I was really on. Y'all done heard the rest. Y'all don't even need to have me go talk about what he talked about to them young black men that day. To that young black man standing right behind him, just looking at him. Just looking at him like, dog, what are you talking about? Finger wagging us. He don't go finger wag Arabic people. He don't finger wag Asians. He don't finger wag Latinos. He only finger wags black men. Why? Why does he only finger wag us? Why are we the only ones that catch that fade? Don't matter to me, because I'm going to say the same thing.
Did you say nigger?
Every single time. And when he gets to talking greasy and I don't understand it, I'm going to break out Dick Gregory on him. And I ain't talking about Dick Gregory, that protein shake mix. I'm talking about Dick Gregory, the truth. Dick Gregory, the truth. So then we get to this clown right here. Irvin Magic Johnson. I wonder if he actually changed his name to Magic. Is his legal name Irvin Magic Johnson now, or is it still just Irvin Johnson and we know him as Magic Johnson? Did he change his name to Irvin Magic Johnson? I mean, it'd been a smart business move, I guess. But for him to come to Flint, came back home to Michigan, and for him to come to Flint and do what he did and say what he said, but see, y'all done heard what Irvin said. Y'all saw who he was caping for. But the reason that I'm coming at Irvin on this is because I know Irvin lied. I know Irvin lied on himself, and I know Irvin lied on Cookie. I don't know why Irvin lied on Cookie. Why you lie on Cookie, Irv? You know good and well Cookie, she probably ain't even riding with Kamala. Have you seen Cookie Johnson out looking for Kamala or you know, campaigning for Kamala? I've never seen Cookie Johnson in anything political. Hell, I've never even seen Magic Johnson in anything political. But have you seen Cookie and Magic on the campaign trail for Cookie ever? 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 Have you ever seen him campaign for anybody? Did he even campaign for Barack Obama? I don't know. I don't remember Irvin Johnson in a political space. But Kamala came to Michigan. And when Kamala came to Michigan, she brought back one of Michigan's favorite sons, Irvin Magic Johnson. What's up, X Friedman? What's happening with you, baby? So she brought Irvin home to do this dumb shit. So that's why I'm here, to make sure I help black men understand. Irvin, you can't help me understand shit. You can't help me understand nothing from safe sex to fatherhood. You can't help me understand a motherfucking thing. First, get out and vote, and then vote for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. Bad news, Irv. I got some bad news for you. The state that you're from, the state that y'all were in, is now the state that she's following Donald Trump in. Preliminary polls. I don't know if any of this stuff is real or not, but I heard that she lost her lead in Michigan last week, and that can't be good. That can't be good. So, what I want to do here, I want to get to where Urban, I thought I had edited that. Here we go. I didn't do that. Oh yeah, I got to put that in. Okay. So what I've got is Urban on stage, but we're not going to play the video because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I only got 3 viewers. I don't want them 3 people to not be able to see me. What you say there, Brother Brian? What's funny is Latinos and Asians will vote at best 60 to 65% Democrats, but get tangibles. Black men at their worst will vote 70 to 80%. And we are the problem. We are the problem. We are exactly the problem. Because we've been putting up with this shit for almost 60 years, and we've had no pushback. This is the pushback period, and they're not ready for it. The Democrats are not ready for the pushback period. So I brought Urban up on an audible level, so we can hear what Urban had to say. I don't know how polls are objective. I don't trust them either way it goes. Nah, I don't either. But the fact that the tide is turning in Michigan, preliminary, allegedly, it's not even a good thing. It shouldn't even be close, Michigans. It shouldn't even be close in Michigan for Kamala and Donald. But it's not only close, but it's unflipped, they say. Because Donald done came over here. And I don't know if y'all know about this. Y'all know about Donald coming in here talking to the Islamic community, right? Donald has been to town and talked to the Islamic community. They only want to talk about Donald when he's on the other side of the state talking to the MAGA people. No, Donald came to Wayne County and talked to the Islamic community. And now, allegedly, the Islamic community is fucking with him heavy. So, hey, let's see what happens on November 5th. But I want to start this audio out because I'm going to stop it a couple times with Urban Not So Magic Johnson when he came home. Okay?
Thank you. How you doing today? Wow. It's so great to be back home. And what an outstanding cause to elect my friend Kamala Harris, President of the United States.
I'm going to stop it in a minute.
I'm here because I've known Kamala for over 20 years. Cookie and I supported her run for Attorney General back in the state of California, or run for senator. And now we support her as the VP, but now the biggest moment for all of us.
Okay, so let's just stop the bullshit. Okay? I've got a narrative I'm already spinning, X Freeman. I'm not going to be reading a whole lot of comments over and doing a lot of that. So I appreciate it, but this is on some quick shit. I'm out of here by 4:40. So it is what it is. So here's what it is. He lied. I said I was going to take a minute. It didn't take a minute. It didn't even take a minute. It took 30 seconds. I appreciate the comments and everything, but I'm going to be on a quick end on this because I'm not going to stay in here for a minute because I got some business. But you know what? I'm going to come back and chop it up later because I do want to talk at length about some of these things, but we got so much more to talk about. But I want to get through these things because I know y'all done heard what Magic said, just like y'all had heard what Barack said, just like y'all going to have heard what Byron said. But it's not so much just about what they said, it's how they said it. And it's not so much what Urban said this day, it's how he said it. Because he said he was talking to black men that day. Barack said he was talking to black men that day. So y'all know what they said, but it's how they said it. And with Urban lied before he even got to the whole part about black men. He lied.
He said him and Cookie supported Kamala when she was running for Attorney General. What'd they do? Donate some money? I ain't never seen Urban on the campaign trail for nobody. He said they supported her when she ran for senator. More donations? Or you out doing public campaigning for her? Where was Urban and Cookie when Kamala ran the first time for president? I need to know. I need to know. Where was Kamala? Where was Irvin? Where was Kamala? Where was Irvin? Where was Cookie? Where was Kamala? Where was Irvin? They weren't all in the same room. They weren't on the same cast. You didn't even hear anything about Irvin Johnson and Kamala Harris in 2019, her running for president. And nobody is saying shit about that. Even all the big time platforms out here that have talked about that particular situation. If he was supporting Kamala when she ran for AG and he supported her when she ran for senator, why didn't he support her when she ran for president? I need to know. Why would you support her for AG, which is huge, senator, which is grand, but she's now going to run for president? She's now going to run for president. Well, let's go back a little bit in time. Did you see Irvin and Cookie riding with Biden? I don't remember Irvin and Cookie riding with Biden when Biden picked up Kamala as the VP. I need to know. See, I know how to read that. That doesn't say Magic need to go on somewhere. That says Magic need to go somewhere. Magic need to go on somewhere. That's what that means. It's ridiculous. You were not with Kamala when she was running for AG. You were not with Kamala when she was running for senator. You definitely wasn't with Kamala when she was running for president. You wasn't with Kamala when she was running for vice president with Joe. But now you ride with her. Come on, Irv. Bad looks. Bad looks. Don't worry about it. I figured it out. Magic need to go on with that. That's what I have a problem with. Not all the other stuff that he said, even though it was a bunch of word salad. And word salad coming from Magic Johnson is not only tossed salad, it's lost salad. You know, a lot of these people got word salad and it'd be tossed salad, but Magic got lost salad. He ain't even got tossed salad.
No, November the 5th, we have to do all we can to elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States. She wants to build up the middle class, and I know something about the middle class because I come from a middle class family. My father worked 30 years for Fisher Body. When I turned pro, I thought that was going to be the greatest moment in my father's life.
It was. Outside of you being born, when you turned pro, Irvin, that was the greatest moment of your father's life. I'm not sure exactly why he tried to turn this around and make it seem like his father's greatest accomplishment was owning a home. Because his greatest accomplishment was when Irvin turned pro. Because if they didn't own the home that he lived in back when Irvin turned pro, Irvin bought that motherfucker and then bought him another house. Now, I know his daddy kept working and all that shit, but that was kind of just because, you know what? I'm going to keep working because I ain't got nothing else to do. He kept working because he knew he now could actually tell that job to kiss his ass. His son was Magic Johnson, and he was going to be set for life. But his daddy kept working because that's what old black men did, whatever. He didn't keep working because Irvin wasn't stable. He didn't know if Irvin's pro career wasn't going to work out. He kept working because that's what he knew what he needed to do. Maybe he kept working because he just wanted to get out the house and he didn't want to be with Mrs. Johnson all day long. You know, I don't know either one of them people. But just by hearing how his mother kept that family together and his father kept that family together with the money he made from that plant. His father just did what he needed to do. And even when Irvin got his bag, his father was like, why should I stop working? Probably had a cushy job at that point after being there 30, 40 years. He wasn't really working the way he had been working. And now, hell, like I said, he could make that job go bye-bye real easy. Irvin, I don't want to work no more. All right, Dad, just come out to LA with me. But he makes it seem like it was something else, and that was bullshit. I thought that was my father's biggest accomplishment. It was, Irvin, you going pro. But then he sat here and lied and said this shit.
It wasn't. The greatest moment in his life came when he finally owns his own home. What does Kamala Harris wants to do as president? Put millions of Americans in their own home. Give them $25,000 to start them off.
Everybody knows about that by now. $25,000 down payment for first-time home buyers. Yeah, okay. But that's not just for black folks. That's for all Americans. I get it. And it's not going to be just for all Americans. It's going to be for undocumented people, too, who've got that tax ID number that they can buy a house. Y'all heard about that? You don't even have to be an American citizen to buy a home. As long as they give you that independent tax ID number, you can buy a house in America. So that $25,000 is going to go to a lot of people who ain't been in the country for more than 3-4 years. Some of them going to be 3-4 months. But Magic lying to you, telling you it's going to go to y'all. It ain't going to go to y'all. It's going to go to somebody else. That's a crazy question, Donald. If she could do all that, how come they ain't did it already? How come they didn't do it during these first 4 years to solidify their position, just be a slide in here on November 5th? Yeah, she gonna wait to do it. If she could do it, how come she ain't did it already? How come we ain't seen the truth serum? Aha! How come we ain't seen the truth serum? Telling y'all, they full of shit. Magic's full of shit. Barack's full of shit. We're going to get to Byron Donalds in a minute. Because although Byron Donalds may be full of shit on a global scale, I like some of the things that he said to Angela and the Breakfast Club, and I've liked some of the other things that he said. He speaks truth, and he speaks with rationale. You might not like him because he's GOP, but I don't worry about parties no more. I'm not partying no more. Okay? I'll see you at the after party. Okay? So listening to this clown, Irvin, was just crazy to me.
That's very important. Then she wants to also have more small business owners. And she's going to help them out by giving them $50,000 for startup new small business owners. Tax deduction.
Starts out sweet. She's giving $50,000 to new small business owners. No, she's not. She's giving you a tax credit. So that means you've already been in business at least a year, probably more, to get that tax credit. You're not going to get $50,000 to start your business. You're not even going to get $50,000 to keep your business going. She's going to give you a tax credit. So you would have at least had to have been open long enough to get the $50,000 tax credit. You know how much money you got to make to get the $50,000 tax credit? Got to make at least $50,000. You know how much money most small businesses make they first year out? I don't have to keep asking these questions because I got intelligent people in here. I already see who's in here in the chat. And anybody else is going to listen. I know they're probably fairly intelligent too. I only got 2-3 dumb people that actually listen to my streams. And they probably lurking today. They probably not visible. They lurking. They listening. You dumb motherfuckers can stay today too. Because I'm not staying in here long. I'll come back later and I'll call y'all out by name. I know I got at least 3-4 dumb motherfuckers who listen to my streams. Because when they actually make streams, I hear some of the shit that I say, they be trying to come back, but you know what? They'll never call me out by name. And I don't know why they won't call me out by name. Maybe they bitch ass niggas. I don't know why. Pause. Anyways, let's go back to what Urban's saying for a quick second.
She's smart. She's strong. She's passionate. Nobody's going to outwork her. She's committed to you as the people of the United States, the people of Michigan. She's committed to you. She's going to be a president for everybody. And the one thing she's going to do is finally unite us, bring us together.
What's that mean now? In 2024, what does that mean, coming together? I mean, I know what coming together means, but we don't need to take it to that direction. Hopefully y'all know what that means too. Dr. Cynthia, how you doing? She gonna bring the country together? How's she gonna bring the country together? Where the country sits right now. How's she gonna bring the country together? She's been one of the most divisive people out here. They think they're gonna start some type of what do they call it? War, race war. It's not gonna be. It ain't gonna be no race war. We really don't have anything against these people that are coming into this country. We got something against the politicians who are letting them come into the country off the books. Get your paperwork right. I ain't got no problem with you, American. But when you come in here and live up under the radar and then you are facilitated by the United States government, I still don't have a problem with you, but I got a problem with the person that's your benefactor. And they know this. We don't have a problem with Latinos. We don't have a problem with Asians. We don't have a problem with Islamic folk. We don't have a problem with any type of European that comes over here. We got a problem with the people that are putting them in play, but are leaving Americans on the street to starve. Hey, agenda is all lies paper. Anything specific for yes. You always stay on that. We know you on that, sis. We know you on that. But for Urban to have gotten to that point where he was just so, she gonna be a president for all people. No shit. She's definitely not gonna be the president for black people. But she'll be the president for all America, which is anticipated. Now, so Barack said, I can't just be the president for black people. And then he showed us. But for Urban to be out there like that, he was out there bad. He was out there bad. And I just didn't like it.
And other parties trying to tear us down.
Why they bring out the boo track? Nobody said shit. And then all of a sudden you heard everybody saying boo, because they brought out the boo track, like laugh tracks when they have shows and they tell you when to laugh. They tell you when to laugh. They tell you when to be silent. They brought out the boo track. You could tell that shit was fabricated.
And unite us, bring us together. That other party is trying to tear us down.
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
And
how come them motherfuckers didn't start booing right when he said that? Why? Because the boo track wasn't up yet. And they put the boo track up and everybody starts booing. Y'all know how this shit works. Anyway, what do you say? Magic ain't too bright. He does not resonate with poor people. Absolutely not. We know Magic don't resonate with poor people. We know he don't. Magic ain't been poor since 1979. Y'all remember that? Magic, last time Magic was broke was 1979, y'all. 1979. I was 9 years old last time Magic was broke. God, dog. He don't resonate with us. He don't. Sound effects are a beast. They are. And when they got sound effects, I got sound effects. That's my sound effect. When Magic says shit like that, I'm just like, or
Did you say nigga?
I can say either one. It doesn't matter. So getting upset is one thing. Speaking about it is another thing, but we just must turn our back on uselessness like this. Magic's useless in this space. Useless. But when we want to listen to logic, I listened to Byron Donalds on The Breakfast Club. And Byron Donalds on The Breakfast Club, I thought was very, very, very enlightening. Very enlightening. Hey, you know, yeah. He about a foot taller than Cookie, though. He about a foot taller. It's crazy where that's all gone. Young Urban. Anyway. When Byron Donalds went on The Breakfast Club, I was expecting them to give him some pushback because he's a Republican. But I forgot that they brought in Angela Rye to do just the politics stuff. They should have left Angela Rye alone that day because Byron Donalds came in. He came in, and when he did what he did, I was like, okay, that was great. But I wanted to hear something tangible from him because what I saw from him was truth. He brought some stats with him. Was like, here you go. And then he didn't get upset. There was no emotion to Byron Donalds all day that he was on The Breakfast Club. Angela, she was full of emotion. That's why she lost the debate. She lost the debate with Byron Donalds because she got emotional. She got up in her feelings. And that was a problem because Byron I don't think his blood pressure raised one bit during that. But let me just play this clip because there was a thing that they were talking about Byron Donalds saying that he thought the Jim Crow era was good for black folks. It was a total lie. And I'm going to have him break it down for you. I know y'all mostly heard this, but for the ones who didn't, y'all still ain't heard nobody break it down like me. And this will be my last thing that I'm going to break down because I'm about to get up out of here.
Brought up Jim Crow, and I'm glad you did. Because you also have had something to say about Jim Crow. And I know that this, for whatever reason, has been unnecessarily tense. But I would love to invite you to clarify your remarks around Jim Crow so that you can at least get rid of that part of misinformation. It's clear that you do stand opposed to the Voting Rights Act, though, in 2024.
No, we were in Philadelphia. We were talking about just the rise of black families again, and which is actually a great thing in our country. And really comparing that to what was happening under that time period, the Jim Crow era, where marriage rates in the black family were very high. After that era with Lyndon Johnson's Great Society, in part, that is the reason for the decrease in the marriage rate in black families. And if you're going to have in order to have strong black families, obviously you need the father in the home. You're starting to see that again in America. That's a great thing. Because when fathers are at home helping to raise their kids and nurture their kids, it puts their kids in a better position to be able to be successful going forward. Like, my dad wasn't there when I grew up. It was really hard for my mom. My mom still lives in Brooklyn. She still lives here today. So I stand on her shoulders because she did so many things for me. She was mom, to quote her, she was mom and dad, and she did it all. But
are you married to a black woman?
No.
See, that was bullshit right there because Envy knew ahead of time that Byron Donalds is not married to a black woman. But he had to be a part of the conversation. So he wanted to say, are you married to a black woman? What the fuck does that have to do with the price of tea in China on this day, DJ Envy? How's flipping New Jersey working for you, nigga? Shut your ass up.
We also got to acknowledge that your kids standing on your shoulders is what propels them to be successful. Like, my sons are in position in part because my success, my wife's success, but then also because you had two parents in there living together, growing together, thriving together.
For black people that's listening, I did homework, and I like to see sometimes what black people feel about congressmen. And a lot of black people who I look at online and look at the comments don't feel like you're for them, whether it's, you don't feel like this is a racist country.
You didn't let me answer the question, though, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the Jim Crow question. What's the question?
I was just letting him clarify.
No, I was just talking about, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry. I guess for Angela, what you should ask is, like, for those who criticize those comments, what did they get wrong? I think what they got wrong is they think that I was trying to say that Jim Crow was this great era for black people. That's crazy. I would never say that. And never ever say that. That's what I took from it. Not just because of the way the narrative was that's what I took. And I think what happened, what the narrative happened was, in that room, it was all black people, a handful of reporters. The Philadelphia Inquirer wrote the story. The Philadelphia Inquirer actually wrote it accurately. What happened was that when it was the Biden campaign saw the story and they came out with this tweet that made it seem like I was memorializing Jim Crow. That's crazy. So then Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader, gave a speech about it, and before you know it, this thing is going worldwide. So then I found myself in this position like, wait, hold up. My comms guy is telling me, hey, they're trying to hit you on your comments in Philadelphia. I'm like, over what? I was talking about black families and the growth of black families going forward in America, and that's a good thing. They said, no, they're saying you're memorializing Jim Crow. I was like, man, that's why would you just say personal airways? I was just like, why not say fuck Jim Crow? I mean, easy, fuck Jim Crow. Nobody wants that. Like, this is the problem though. But what happens in politics is people will see a statement and then they want to emotionalize it. They want to sensationalize it to diminish your point of view and what you stand for and what you believe.
So he broke that shit down, and he broke it down beautifully. And there was really no other reason to argue it. There was no other reason to argue it. And then you have Angela Rye just trying to butt in. And then he broke something else down. And I thought this was great because he was talking about economic growth. And he said he believes in economic growth for everyone. That is an awesome question. It could be an awesome topic, Dr. Cynthia, because I think there's probably some mental health situations going on there. Why do people hate the black family or keeping the black family intact, keeping black families intact? Why? But I want to hit this economic growth thing real quick, and then I think we'll understand exactly where Byron's coming from.
I believe in economic growth for everybody. I grew up, I was in the banking. Banking background is my career. So when I hear MV talk sometimes about access to capital, I know exactly what he's talking about, because current financial regulatory policy in Capitol Hill has only made the large banks bigger. They've massively decreased community banking in America. Well, if you're a young entrepreneur, young black entrepreneur, where are you going to go to get capital? From Citi, from Wells Fargo, from Chase, or from the community bank down the street where that community bank is in your community? We have less community banking today in the United States than we had in 2009. The only difference, financial regulatory policy. Now, if I want to bring politics into it, that policy was Dodd-Frank, which was written by congressional Democrats. They passed it unanimously by themselves, and then President Barack Obama signed it into law. The impacts of that regulatory policy has seen a decrease in community banking in the United States. That is the facts. And what that also does, it helps to diminish access to capital for people who look like us, who don't have the credit background. They don't have the family backgrounds. They don't have the historical backgrounds to get that capital and to rise and succeed. I want to change all that. That's what I do. What you were saying, if you're saying black people don't like Maradona?
I was going to say, though, do you feel like you get honest, though, with people not liking you because of all the other stuff sometimes that you told and you stand on? And I just want to read this quote to make sure this is what you said, because you're saying that they misquoted you or they took things. So you said, during Jim Crow, more black people were not just conservative because black people always been conservative minded, but more black people voted conservatively. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right. But like during that time, the parties were a lot different, though, right?
Not totally. I think that's one of the things.
I was asking you a question. I know that happened too.
I'm trying to answer her question.
I want you to answer your question like you know that I'm a person that can read.
Of course.
Okay. So during that time,
you just read it to me. I know you can read.
Yes.
Why does it always get to that? He wasn't questioning her intellect. He wasn't questioning Angela's intellect. Why does that always need to come out? I want you to talk to me like you know I can read. Where does that shit come from? You wouldn't be on the Breakfast Club if you couldn't read. You wouldn't be on a nationally syndicated radio show, the #1 urban syndicated radio show in the country, if you couldn't read. The fuck is wrong with these people? How do you get to the point where you have to say, I want you to talk to me like you know I can read? This is what holds us back. They mad at Byron because he's GOP. Only because he's GOP. Because if Byron talked like that and he was a Democrat, they'd be riding him. in more ways than one.
So during that time, the parties were different. So when you say something like this, and then people take what you say and put it in a context as to where the parties were at that time, and you can explain to the people where the parties were during Jim Crow and what the difference is between now and then, you understand why people headlined it and got upset the way that they did. Correct?
Well, a couple of things. Let's talk about the parties historically.
Yes, let's talk about it.
The Republican Party was a party of emancipation. It has always been a party that stood for the freeing of slaves and for civil rights. If you go back to the Civil Rights Acts, and it's not just the 64 Act, there were actually 5 other Civil Rights Acts before 1964, massively, overwhelmingly supported by the Republican Party. It was Democrats that were holding up those. When the 64 Act was going and before it went into law, the filibuster in the United States Senate was led by Democrat senators of the United States Senate. All those Democratic senators that filibustered the 1964 Civil Rights Act, they remained Democrat senators. They didn't switch to become Republican senators. Robert Byrd was a lawyer for the Klan. He was a Democrat senator. He was the dean of the Democratic Senate until the day he died. He didn't change parties. Now, I will acknowledge that Richard Nixon, in response to just political moves of that era, he started going into the South to trying to go find the conservative Democrat votes in the South. He called them Dixiecrats or whatever, to find conservative Democrat voters in the South in order to be able to, frankly, win the presidential election when he was running during that era. He did do that. Where I'm highly critical of the Republican Party, my colleagues will tell you, is that the Republican Party in the 60s really didn't even try to get black votes, didn't try to court black voters, didn't try to talk about black issues, didn't try to engage black people. And so as I come along, my politics are about policy, not about personalities. I believe in policies that help people thrive and succeed. What I tell people today in the Republican Party is you have black voters who are sitting back and saying, okay, now wait a minute. I've heard these speeches before. I've heard these talking points before, but nothing in my life is really changing. If you're trying to go court black voters, you actually have to go and engage black people. And so that's why I go everywhere. I just don't do Fox News. I think people kind of know that about me. Yeah, I just don't do Fox News. I go everywhere. Why? Because I'm trying to share my philosophies and my thoughts.
I thought he came across beautifully on that. And that was after all the combativeness that he had to deal with Angela Rye and their other little assistant who's in there because the old girl had a baby. It's crazy how people get so upset at someone just talking clearly, and speaking truthfully. I know a little something about that. I know a little something about it because people don't like the way I talk. They don't like the way I talk. They don't like that I cuss. They don't like that I say nigga all the time. I get it. Don't listen. I'm just speaking, being me. I'm just being me. Could I clean my message up? Absolutely. I don't know if anybody was even in this space with me when I went 30 days and I didn't use profanity at all. And the people who said that they didn't like me cussing never said a word. I had the same messages. They were strong as black coffee, but nobody said shit when I wasn't cussing. So why should I focus on not cussing? I might as well just cuss. I got an extensive vocabulary. I can use words that I like. I can use words that I don't like. I can use words that I like and don't like at the same time. And neither one of them got to be profane. But people want to miss me with the bullshit because that's all it is. But they miss my points because of the bullshit. And I've just learned to just basically push all that bullshit away. It means nothing to me to cuss or not to cuss. The message is still going to be the message. The message is always the message. Appreciate you, sis. What you said, brother Brian? Lyndon Johnson even said he'd have niggas voting for the next. Yeah, we was just talking about that. Me and a friend of mine was just talking about that. Lyndon Johnson said we're going to have these niggas voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And god damn, they 25% there already. And what have we gotten in the last, getting close to 60 years? What have we gotten out of it? We've got right now Kamala Harris running for president and Donald Trump trying to get his second term as president. Any party shit. Republicans ain't shit. Democrats ain't shit. So don't think I'm in here caping for Donald. Definitely not in here caping for Kamala. Neither party is shit. Because they don't do shit for my people. And really, they're not doing shit for all people. It's just chess moves. But we ain't nothing but the pawns. Show me a rook in the hood. Show me a bishop in the hood that ain't up in some janky ass church. Show it to me. It ain't there. We pawns. We pawns. And until we want to stop being pawns, we're going to be pawns. It is what it is. It is what it is. Now, I'm about to get out of here because Lulu got a game, and I'm about to get out of here. But I wanted to show y'all something because I want to always leave. Will always want to leave not only with what I just gave you, and hopefully it was enlightening to some, probably not for most, but for some, but probably not for most. Once for Umar. Absolutely, the janky bishop, not the janky bishop, not the 6-button suit wearing motherfuckers. I'm talking about the bishops on the chessboard. Here's some misguidedness right now that we need to shore up, because I don't want nobody thinking this way. If you go out to get an education, get your education. It says a millennial with a PhD and over $250,000 in student loan debt says she's been looking for a job for 4 years. Now, I don't know what field she's in, okay? And it says she wishes she would have prioritized work experience over education. She's misguided. This is recent. This is October 4th this came out. She's misguided. I get it that she's got $250,000 in student loans, and I get it that she's been looking for a job over 4 years, but she's also a PhD. She's a PhD. And if she's a PhD and she's a millennial, she wouldn't have acquired the type of work experience that she could have gotten that would have equaled that PhD. She might have went to work somewhere and they might have paid her a decent salary, but they wouldn't have paid her what they got to pay her as a PhD. And she wouldn't have had the criteria of a PhD. So getting the degree was absolutely the big thing, because she got the PhD, she got the master's, she got the bachelor's, she got the associates too. So I don't know why she did what she did, other than the fact that she's just talking out of frustration. I get the $250 in loans. I get that you ain't had a job in 4 years, but you got a PhD. Trust me, shit's gonna work out for you way more than somebody with 20 years of experience and no degree. Just be patient. Just be patient. Okay? Be patient, baby. Be patient. And I needed to leave y'all with that. But what I really want to leave you with is this. God damn it. I'm so glad this young girl is starting to talk up for herself. Oh, yes. I just saw someone call me a fluke. How is it possible to be a fluke with 4 grand slams, lighting the Olympic torch, beating multiple top 20 opponents, and being close to the top 50 the year after giving birth? Fuck out of here. You couldn't touch one of my accomplishments with your fingernail. Naomi Osaka ain't had it. She ain't had it. She just really started talking. I'm telling you, giving birth, I think, does something to women. She didn't talk like this before she gave birth. Look how she talking now. She got that baby, she got that money, and she got them grand slams, and she was like, you ain't gonna talk greasy about me. You're not gonna talk greasy about me. I've accomplished more than you could ever accomplish. And you couldn't touch one of my accomplishments with your fingernail. I wonder if they fake fingernails. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to just get in here, get a little messaging across. Hopefully everybody understood it, learned something. If you didn't, you heard something over in a different way, because that's what I do. That's what I do. It's always the ones that can't do shit that have something to say. For someone who proverbially walking on water, absolutely, bruh. Absolutely. And speaking of walking on water, we might as well just cut back to this nigga here. We might as well just cut back to this nigga here, because we already know. We already know how he coming and where he at with it. And that's okay, because I know where we at with it too. Y'all be good. Later. YouTube says. Peace.